Welcome for what is it? Cover fire. I mixed up with cover twos and cover fire, but cover fire. From CBSI and New Comic Day Review, guys. Here in East Meets West, man. I'm your boy Joker with my boy Josh. What's up, Josh?
What's up?
Man, many words.
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this mic. I can never get it back to like the position that I want to. Like I had it like in such a good position at one point, and now I can't figure out what that position is anymore.
Yeah, it's the thing with boom mounts. Yeah. After a while, I got the cheap one, so I got to get a new one. You know what I mean? So, yes, guys, man, Broski will be here. He's running a little late. We'll see. And James should be here late too. Listen, man, we got 9 to 5s. You know what I'm saying? But yes, man, before we do that, man, let's give a shout out to our friends of the show, man. Here we have Jose Gonzalez, man. Y'all already know, guys. Spidey's Power Tumblers, guys. Get your custom made powder coated stainless steel tumblers. Get your coasters, get your knives, get your wallets, get your hats, get your whatever you. The man has done everything, bro. He's done everything. Get him a check him out his stuff on IG and check out his work on YouTube too, man. He shows you his process of what he does, guys. This guy, dude, like. He does amazing work.
He does everything. He does everything, wins all raffles, and leaves very weird comments on your IG pages.
Yeah, talking about that. Yes, I just remembered that. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yes. I know it was just a joke, man, Jose. But yeah, man, this is IG there, man. Spidey's _ tumblers, man. Check them out, guys. Check them out. Next up, we have Express Comic Book Pressing Services, man, with Erod, man. Hit him up on IG, man. Erod212 or Express CBP with the East Meets West code of EmW guys. He does do CGC and CBCS submissions with CGC. He does 10%, guys. I know my man Erod's getting a lot of orders in, so we'll see, man. I don't know how long he's going to last, with these orders. So next up we have, and last but not least, is going to be Skeleton Comics. Here we have a one-time code, guys, the EmW Shout out to Angie for giving us the code. Here you could get your back issues, man. Pre-orders. You get your comic book supplies, your Funko Pops, action figures. So yeah, but there's a one-time code, but there is also other one-time codes, man. There you have a Thoro 10, and then you have New York Warriors, guys. All right. So yes. Let me see who we have in the chat, man. Got a couple of people, man. We got Figure Drawings in the house. We got Biggs with a $2 super chat. He said, "What's up, East Meets West brothers? What's going on? Tino73, Eli Easy the Game Hunter. Thank you for joining us, man. People will be joining us, man. In a few. Erod is legit. Definitely. Appreciate that, Biggs. All right. So yeah, man. First off, we're gonna shout out to Mike Morello from CBSI, man. He's been doing these cover fires and these cover tunes. This week he gave us, he's only done 4 covers. I think it was 4 or 5. I think it's 5 covers he did this one for cover fire. So shout out to him for doing these. Let me see. Bam.
Don't even start that shit, Peanut.
Oh shit! Oh. All right, well, we're gonna go over here, man. With CBSI, man.
Just remember who you just sent your books to, brother.
Ooh, well, pertaining to that, we'll talk about that in a little bit, man. Because you made a video for that. Anyway, we're gonna cover cover fire, man. My man Mike Morello again, man. Like I said before, man. He don't put incentives. He don't put out the expensive books, man. He just shows you the A and the B covers, C covers, the cover price books covers, just to show you so you get your bang for your buck, man. If you're a cover guy, this is definitely your thing, man. I'm playing. I quit. Yo, he tapped out, Josh. He tapped out. All right, so first up, man, who we're gonna do is gonna be hold on, let me just. Bam. There we go. First off, it's gonna be Wonder Woman cover. Here we have Wonder Woman issue 772, covered by Josh Middleton. This is a nice cover here, man. And Josh, what do you think of your other fellow Josh, man? What you think?
I love Josh Middleton. What did I say when we were doing FOC? This reminds me of something. I can't remember what I said.
For the past 2 covers, it's been reminding me of like Game of Thrones.
It's like something like that, or there's something else that it reminds me of. I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, it's not one of his best covers by far, but it's definitely pretty good. I like when he does like runs on like he did the run on Batgirl, obviously
Yeah.
doing the run on Wonder Woman now. I don't think he's how many covers has he done for Wonder Woman now? He's not too many in, I don't think.
No, he's not. He's not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say how many because I don't remember, but I know from the last issue and this one, they've given off that vibe, that Game of Thrones vibe. This one right here, Game of Thrones, or like a Lords of the Ring type vibe. Something.
Yeah. Like I'm waiting for whatever that big one will be. Like like the Batman. What was it? 21 or 23 or 4? Or
23 Batgirl 23.
Yeah. What? That run he did on Batgirl was just so dope. Like literally, like every cover he did just about was just dope. So
can you say that cover kind of like was one of his biggest covers that he did, like put him on the map, basically? Was it? You could say that.
I would say that cover put him on the map.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people knew who he was obviously before that. I think, but I arguably that cover is what put him on the map.
I could say that too.
Yeah,
definitely, man.
I mean, there's nothing else that like pops into my head that.
True that.
Yeah,
Quick shout outs, man. We got Astro Wizard in the house. What's going on? Bad Avenger. Then we have Martian Comic Hunter. What's going on, bro? Dope haul video, man. Dope haul video, and congratulations on your CGC haul, man. Then we have my man Wilbert. What's up, man? And yo, listen, my man Figure Jordan got you figured out, Josh.
Yeah, surely am.
Yeah, so we're moving on from Josh Middleton, man. We're gonna go on with Chasing the Dragon issue number 3, man. This is the runner-up. Listen, I don't even know how to say his name. I'm assuming it's Mentone 3 or Mentone. I don't know.
I think it's Mentone.
Mentone? All right, Mentone. Yeah. And this is a badass cover. I know it's a little dark or whatever, but this is pretty dope, man. I like the art on this. Josh, what you think of this?
Very kind of like Dark Souls-y to me. Like that. Not a great cover. I don't even know what this book is.
Me neither. But it's only issue 3. There's only 3 issues out there. Be familiar with this guy's because this artist, I should say, with Mike Morello, because he dropped it yesterday, the cover tunes for for the week, and it's basically on this artist right here, Mentone. And we're gonna be discussing it on Sunday because he showed off on his artworks and some of the covers, and the guy, he does dope work, man. Yeah, he put me on to this now, this guy. So Bricks the Iron Geek is in the house. What's up, Bricks? So we're moving on from the first runner-up to the only one runner-up. We got stiff competition here. We got Magic the Gathering, guys, from Boom Studios. Cover done by Daniel Warren Johnson, Michael Walsh, and Johnny Lindsay. I guess all of them have a hand in this. Josh, what you think?
Not feeling it. I mean, okay. I like the art. Let me say that. When I say I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it for Magic the Gathering. I think when we had Biggs on, we talked about this, but like, this is not what I think of when I think of Magic the Gathering. Like, this doesn't look Magic the Gathering to me, like at all, kind of. Well, not kind of, at all. So again, I so wish I kept I'll say it for the jillionth time, I wish I kept my original Magic cards from when Magic first started. If I had still kept those cards, honestly, I don't know if I'd be in the comics right now. I don't know. So, but it's okay.
It's all good. We live and learn. Look at the people with Pokemon cards too, right? Oh, hey, it's all right.
Yeah, but that's weird for me because that's the only thing that I've ever gotten rid of. Like, I've never gotten rid of anything else, like in terms of like video game consoles, book, like all that type of stuff. I've always kept my stuff like in immaculate condition. That's the only thing I've ever gotten rid of and gave it away. Yeah,
and now that you're talking about that, I know you always mention your TMNT figures from when you was a kid. One day we gotta show them off, man, on the show.
Sure, you know what I mean? and my GI Joe figures too,
and your GI Joe figures. Shout out to my boy Jose Gonzalez, man. The building, what's going on, man? The cover is fire. Yeah, Bricks the Iron Geek. My man Eli says Magic should be having guys like Perillo and Boris Vallejo doing the art.
Boris Vallejo.
World-class guys. Some of these covers are way too cartoony.
Yeah.
My man Eli.
Shout out to Eli. Bring back that long hair, man. Dude, I just seen you the other day with that long hair. I thought that was Jesus.
The Red Tornado. There you go. So we gonna move on, man. to another stiff competition. Now, this is the last book, guys. It's gonna be Black Cat issue number 6, cover done by Pepe Larraz, and this cover is it's gorgeous. This is a pretty dope cover. I like it, man. I think who else been doing? I think Adam Hughes been doing some of these covers for Black Cat, if I'm not mistaken. But this cover right here is badass. Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, it's really dope. I mean, I don't know if she's drawn anatomically correct, but like,
yo, talking about that, yo, did you see how he corrected the thing or whatever? And it's on eBay, right? He's selling it on eBay.
Yeah,
that thing is going for some money. The drawing, yeah, man.
I don't know if it's bidding or if it's just a buy it now. But Let sent it to me the other day. He's like, "That's all you, man." I'm like, "I ain't buying that." Is that like 14,000 or something like that? Like I would want it, but it's like, not to go off on a tangent here, but like, come on, like really, like this is what we have time for, is to criticize a guy who's drawing a freaking comic book cover because it's not anatomically correct. Really?
Hey man, people just they I don't know, they're stir crazy, but I guess, man, with this whole quarantine shit and this whole year being home and stuff.
Cancel culture is out of control.
Cancel culture. Yeah. Well, man, comics are greatest in the building. What is going on, buddy? Thanks for joining us, man. And then another $2 super chat. Definitely, man, have a toy special on East Meets West. We will be working on that. How about that, man? That's a great idea.
Man. We need to bring Peanut on for that one. He's got some toys.
Peanut, we got Biggs. We could get Biggs on there, man. Manny has dope ass toys.
Sexual toys.
Manny does have sexual toys.
Yeah. Remember, didn't he bang freaking Screech with the double-sided dildo or something like that? Remember, he said something like that.
I don't know. Josh, what he said? It's Jason's fault.
Shout out to Screech. I know he just died, so rest in peace.
R.I.P. baby. But yeah, man, that's it for Covered Fire, man. From Mike Morello from CBSI. Again, guys, man, go check out CBSI, guys, man. We keep talking about it, and there's no bullshit, man. They have dope articles over there at comicbookinvest.com, man. Great set of guys over there, man. All right. So yeah, man, that's it. Let's start our review, man. Let me just
those articles over there, like the first appearance articles, like the G.I. Joe one, the Star Wars one. Yeah, thanks probably to Ben for putting at least the Star Wars one together that I know of. Because
and the G.I. Joe, I know he put that one together.
Yeah, he did. Because like Peanut will not come up off of that fucking list.
Oh, what?
Like he just talks about it like too much. So congratulations, it's working.
Yeah, it is. It is, man. Me and Manny, listen, man, when we went hunting, what was it, like a couple months ago, we used that list when he put it up on CBSI, and he found the First Lady J. That book is going crazy right now.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Ben for that. So yeah, man, you already know, guys, man. Here we not only do Cover Fire for CBSI, we also do new comic day reviews, man. Books that drop off this week. I read my share. You know what I mean? Josh read his share. We have James that'll come in. He read his stuff. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it, man. You're gonna give our intake in this, man. Where we at here? Bam. All right. These are the 5 books, I should say, that we're going to be talking about. We also have the honorable mentions. We're going to be talking about KARMEN number 3, Spider-Man, Spider Shadow number 2, Joker number 3, Batman the Detective issue number 2, and Heroes Reborn number 2, guys. All right?
And Time Before Time.
GEIGER. We'll talk about honorable mentions, definitely.
Yeah.
Who else is here? Ben Compton's in the house. What's up, man? He said, there was the J. Scott Campbell art fix, or the fix sold for $14,700. It was in an auction. There you go. Hey, there you go, man. Hopefully, the guy that wasn't too happy with the drawing bought it.
Yeah, right. I'm sure he did.
Yeah. Yeah, it was for charity. Yes, it was. Figure drawing. So we're gonna move on, man. First book we're gonna talk about is KARMEN issue number 3, guys. KARMEN number 3. This is a story done and art covered, everything done by Jillian March. If you know Jillian March, he's done work on Batman, anything, almost like anything that's been in the Batman title. He's been doing something with it. He's a dope artist, man. And you'll see that in this. And this is issue 3 already, and I've been reading it since issue 1, and it's been good. It's been good. I've been holding it down for the past, because the last issue wasn't better than the first one. The first issue was good, but last issue was okay. But this one brought a little bit more life to it for me. Josh, what you say about KARMEN 03?
I really liked it. It's a very sad story. In particular, this issue is very, very sad. But it's very good. I'd like to know like what he was thinking about when he was writing this. Like if he had some sort of like personal experience with somebody, maybe that committed suicide, because it seems very
close. Yeah,
it seems very personal to him from the side of, somebody who commits suicide. It's very selfish thinking for, the damage that they cause to other people, and it's damage that they cause for the rest of these people's lives. So it's definitely, I don't want to say like a love story, for people who have experienced this tragedy, or to people that I hate to say that are thinking about doing, something like this to themselves, unfortunately. But
I mean, in this issue, from what I say, I'm sorry to cut you off there. From what I take, man, I found a little bit more about KARMEN herself. She seems like more of the death type. Like she guides people where they're gonna go. We still don't know who determines where the people go. That's something that they discussed about that.
But you get a lot more backstory as to what she's here to do, and that there is other, whatever they are, there's other beings. Like there's another one. What's her name? So she's KARMEN, and the other, Carmela. So basically, they're transporting these people to their next incarnation, because I guess everybody comes back in a different form. And I guess the transition is supposed to happen pretty quickly. But with KARMEN, she takes more time, and I guess she's sort of like an outcast. Let's just call her like an angel for right now.
Yeah.
Because we still don't know what they are. But like she's kind of like an outcast in a lot of ways. Like she doesn't do her job correctly, but still whoever they report up to and makes like the ultimate decision, like they like her notes and her reports. That's what they call them, the reports on people. And I think she tries to make her, because like they're assigned to people, these angels or whatever, they're assigned to people when they die. And I think she's trying to teach them more, with the little time that they do have in between reincarnation, of what to do in their next life. But at the same time, they don't remember necessarily what happened in their past life. So I think she's trying to get, these points like into these people's heads, like, hey, if it's possible, try to learn from what you did, realize the damage that you've caused to your parents, your friends, blah, 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 blah. And maybe you learn from that in the next life.
Yeah, her and Catalina, which is the one that she's working with right now, I should say, it seems like they had a little tiff on this one, right? Because right now, it seems like, not to go back, I found out in this book, when she either goes through people or touches people, she sees what they've been through in life.
Yeah.
Right. Catalina, I'm talking about. And I think there was a guy that was going to propose, right, to his girlfriend or whatever. And he's crossing the street. He ends up killed, getting hit by a car.
Sad, man.
It is sad. It is sad.
Yeah.
And then, she's trying to tell, Catalina's trying to tell him that, you're dead or whatever, and he doesn't believe it. This is when we are introduced to another one of these beings, which is KARMEN over here. I think it's like Josh said, an angel or a death, something like that. And she Catalina basically sees, like, she knows for sure now that she's already dead right there. They know coming back, and she's starting to regret certain things about her parents and stuff like that. So this is a really tragic. This is a sad story. It is, man.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. But it is well written by Gillian March, man. I give Gillian March props for this, man. Well written, is keeping me entertained, keeping me read. You're keeping me reading on this. In the art, man, the art on this is pretty dope. It's different from his Batman stuff, obviously. But yeah,
it's
man,
different, but it's familiar at the same time.
Yes. And that's all I got to say on this one. This was right here. This was one of my favorite reads of the week. This was good. All right, so we're gonna move on from KARMEN to there you go, Spider-Man. Spider Shadow, issue number 2. Story done by Chip Zdarsky, guys. Cover done by Phil Noto, and the art inside is done by Pasquale Ferry, guys. This right here, as like I said from issue 1, this is a what if, guys, and this is a mini series of what if. This I like this because the original what ifs, there were one shots, right? This is kind of like a follow up, like a mini story. I think it's 5 issues they go on with this. For issue 2, I mean for Spider-Man and Spider Shadow.
I thought it was 4.
Oh, is it 4 issue? Could be 4.
I don't know. It's something short though.
Yeah, and this picks up from right after issue 1, which issue 1 was I enjoyed it, but this one right here, yo, what did you think, Josh? This was my favorite. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, I thought it was good, like very good actually. But you know, a lot happens, but not much happens at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? But it's interesting. Like, just to give you the rundown real quick. So he, in the last issue, for those who didn't read it, he kills Hobgoblin.
Yep.
Peter does. Spider-Man does.
Yep.
And basically in this issue, he's just kind of going back and forth, like between, but I'm a good person, I don't kill people, da 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 da. But at the same time, you see the Venom host starting to work its way into his mind, and now he's having that same type of, you know, like how Eddie has with Venom, or, you know, the voice in his head,
the inner dialogue between him and the symbiote.
Right. So basically, like from there, he just goes on this like killing rampage, and he just like murders, like literally, like, who does he kill? First of all, he like breaks into the Bugle.
The Bugle.
And breaks Jonah's arm like badly, you know, for writing. Always,
telling him basically stop talking shit. If you don't stop talking shit, I'm gonna kill you. Basically,
yeah. But he basically also said, "Well, this is what you wanted always. Like, you always think I was always crossing the line. Well, I'm now here to cross the line. Basically, like, you know, let's get this on and popping." And then he just goes from there and just kills. Who does he kill? He kills Shocker. He kills Scorpion. He kills Kingpin. And then you see like a meeting between, you know, what's intended to be like the Sinister Six, but it's not the true Sinister Six.
Yeah. So from what I see right here, I'm looking at it right now. I see, what is it? Doc Ock, Mysterio, Craven, Electro, and
Rhino.
And Rhino. Yeah.
Yeah. So no Sandman, no Vulture, but you know, then it's just talking about, so then you see them talking, and they're like, well, we got to get rid of them, obviously. And then they're talking to somebody, you don't know who, and it ends up being J. Jonah Jameson. And he's like, well, basically, I think you all deserve to be locked up too, but we got to do something about Spider-Man. We got to kill him. And then they bring in, I don't know who these two guys are supposed to be. Like, I don't know if they're just like Doc Ock's henchmen or whatever. Like, I didn't really, I'm not really a fan of the interior art.
You're not? I kind of like it. It's not bad. Just put it that way. It's not bad. It's not two. It's not. Is it 2 henchmen? It is 2 henchmen. But one of them, we do reveal at the end who one of them are. Or is.
It's Eddie Brock.
It's Eddie Brock.
Yeah, and he just says, you know, he killed, or it looks like he kills Doc Ock, and says, you know, I can't just let you kill Spider-Man. I'm here to kill Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's how it ends.
I mean, nothing really like, you know, big story, but it's just kind of neat to see Spider-Man killing a bunch of people.
And the interaction he has with Mary Jane, you can see him changing and being more dark with her, and you know, Big saying, "Well, Josh, this sounds like the Dark Spider-Man you wanted." And definitely, Zdarsky, man, amazing work, man. He does amazing work.
Yes, but at the same time, no. Like, I want proper Amazing Spider-Man dark story. You know what I mean?
You talking about you want real time, not what ifs.
Yeah, I want the Amazing Spider-Man universe, not Web of Spider-Man, not Spectacular Spider-Man, not any.
Oh, you talking about ASM?
I'm talking ASM. Yeah,
I got you, man. But nonetheless, though, man, this is a good what if a series, definitely, man. I will be picking it up in trade paperback, man, because this is one of those stories that you look back and be like, shit, man, and what, you know, it's great, man. It's great to see what happens if Peter Parker did keep the symbiote. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. That's I'll take on Spider-Man Spider Shadow issue number 2, man. Moving on from there, and we're talking about Heroes Reborn issue number 2. The story is done by Jason Aaron, guys. Jason Aaron. Cover done by this one. The cover A is done by Lionel Francis Yu, and the art inside is done by Dale Quignon and Ed McGuinness. And yo, listen, this is it's not a great. All right, this is not. It wasn't the best read, but it was a good read. It kept me reading. Well, I mean, seems like it's gonna be a weekly book because it came out last week, right? I think it's like a 7-issue series.
Mhm.
If I'm not mistaken either. And the way I took this, man, last issue 1 was more narrated by what's his name, Blade, and this one here is more Hyperion, right? And I enjoyed this, man. The battle between him and Hulk was pretty cool. Hyperion is just basically Superman and gone crazy, basically. And the way it ended, man, it was the ending towards the end was the best part for me. Because we got to see Cap, Steve Rogers, man. In this world, if y'all don't know, man, there's no Avengers in this, man, and people don't really remember how things, Blade woke up in a world where no Avengers, and it was the main team was what's his team's name? Squadron Supreme. Yeah, Squadron Supreme Society or some shit like that. It's basically the Justice League if they were in the Marvel universe, basically. But yeah, the way it ended last issue, Blade was because Steve Rogers never broke out the ice, from World War II, whatever, and that's the way it ended. In this one right here, we see Steve Rogers. He's out. He's about. And to me, Josh, man, going back to what I was talking about, the battle between Hyperion and Hulk. My man Hulk seemed like he does remember the Avengers, though.
Yeah, I know. Like,
what was that about? Like,
I don't know. I mean, this story kind of
it is everywhere. It's everywhere.
Like, yeah, like you said, like issue 1 was definitely Blade narrating and just introducing you to these heroes or villains that exist in different ways in this universe or where Blade has woken up. And this is just mainly like Hyperion's how he came to be like the number one superhero in this universe, which like he's a little bit he's still like sane, but he's a little bit out of control in like a way. Like you can see like he feels like he needs to eliminate like all his enemies, like kill them. But he also is like, well, I need to eliminate kind of almost anyone that would like challenge my authority, like even on our side. You know what I mean?
So real quick, starting off this book, the like first couple panels, you see Galactus and Silver Surfer, right?
It was dope.
That was a dope part. That was a dope scene too. How my man just basically just flew through my man freaking Galactus' head and just basically instantly killed Galactus. So my man Hyperion is definitely I don't know, not to fuck with. Just put it that way,
I still don't like him though. And and again, nothing really much happens in this story except he fights Hulk, which Hulk somehow sort of remembers that the Avengers exist. So I don't know if like certain people in this world like can remember certain things, but at the end, Hyperion goes looking for Steve Rogers to kill him. Like his body, he's looking in the ocean and whatnot, but Blade has already gotten him and taken him out. And Steve meets up with Hyperion outside the school because his day job is he's a 8th grade teacher or something like that. And you're not really here at first. Like I'm like, is that Steve Rogers? I'm like, it looks like Eddie Brock
a little bit, right?
So he's like, he's just like, who are you? And Steve's kind of like saying certain things to him, like, I guess you never really know what was really taken from you. And he doesn't tell him that he's Steve, but you kind of piece it together. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, like Blade, like takes him out of there really quick. It's weird.
Yeah.
And then they're just, I guess, going to figure out how to put the Avengers together. Yeah.
Yeah, because last issue we saw Thor, my man, Thor looked like he was, in this issue right here, we got to see certain characters too, man. We got to see Peter Parker without, any powers or whatever. We got to see Reed Richards and Ben Grimm.
And then
Go
did you read the newspaper part where he turns into a giant spider by accident and breaks all his legs?
Oh yeah. You got the Gladiator. I think some of these characters, these villains that he put Hyperion, there was like the negative zone, whatever, right? And some of these characters broke out of the negative zone. Yep. So in Hyperion, just that's when he went on a killing spree, not killing spree, but like one of those sprees, and just put everybody back in there. And that's when Steve Rogers enters at the end, man. And it's pretty. Listen, man. Like I said, it's a lot better than what I thought, because when I first heard about this Heroes Reborn coming on, I mean, I was making fun of it, whatever, but it's keeping me entertained, it's keeping me there, it's stringing me on, to read, you know what I mean? And at the same time, Jason Aaron, you can't really go wrong with Jason Aaron.
I disagree. First of all, I'm giving it one more issue before I drop it, and Jason Aaron is either a huge hit or a huge miss, in my opinion.
So far, he's been. He's like I said, he got my eye with this. He got my eye just a little bit. And if you're gonna give him one issue, listen, man, I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna keep on with this. See how it goes. You never know. But that's enough of Heroes Reborn, man. That's enough. That's enough of that shit. And we talk about. Let's go to DC, man. We got Batman Detective issue number 2. Story done by Tom Taylor, guys. Cover and art done by Andy Kubert. If you're not familiar with Tom Taylor's been he's done Deceased, man. That's one of the big ones that he's done for the DC. And dude, this one right here, what you say, Josh? What you think of this one?
Again, like a book where like not a lot happens, but like definitely kept me interested. I mean, it's okay. It's certainly not a bad read. While the villain of this story is, they're a little kind of goofy in a way, but I like how like hardcore they are. So this picks up where what's her face? Oh God, I can't even remember her name.
Was it Squire or?
Oh yeah, Squire and Knight. So Knight was injured in the last one in the plane crash. So they're kind of nursing her back to health. And Batman and Squire are kind of out doing the Batman and Robin thing, and they put a tracker on one of these it's called Equilibrium is the group. They're a bunch of Batmans in white suits though, led by some female, and they basically put a they hang them, do the Batman thing where they hang him off the building from a rope, and it breaks, and they let him get away, but he thinks he got away on his own, and they put a tracker on him, and he leads them back to the hideout.
Yeah.
Little tangent here. I like how he's got a Batmobile in every city.
I know, right?
In every major city. And funny enough, the steering wheel is on the right-hand side. So I thought that was kind of neat. So the guy leads them to their base, which is in France, because they're currently in England. And so Bruce takes a train to France, and on the way there, Henry
Picard.
Ducard, not Picard.
Picard.
Yeah. Not Captain Picard. Not Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc?
No. He gets on the train, and basically, him and Bruce have a mentor-student kind of moment where, because Henry taught him a lot of, most of the stuff he knows, and Henry's obviously he goes by a different set of rules than Bruce does. He's all about killing people if need be to save other people from dying, and Batman's not. Blah 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 blah. So basically, it just kind of ends with Henry getting off the train and saying, "Come and find me when you get to France, and you'll know how to find." Like, I'm not going to tell you where, but you'll know how to find me. And he rents a hotel room with Bruce's credit card, and then Equilibrium finds him. Oh, before that, when the guy that they let go gets back to the Equilibrium base, the girl in charge knows, that he's being tracked. And basically, somehow Batman implanted a tracker inside his body. Somehow. So they kill him, and then they go to where Henry is, and they basically have a fight with Henry on the balcony. and Batman's on his way, and Henry's like, this Batman's never going to give up, so you guys better run. And they pretty much know if they shoot Henry that Batman's going to help him,
and they could get away,
and they can get away. And I like the little thing that she says at the end here, where after they shoot him, and I don't know if he's dead. It kind of looks like he is.
Yeah, it looked like he's dead. He got shot up like 4 times in the chest.
Yeah. So. And thrown off the balcony.
Yeah.
Granted, he caught him, but I like how she says he's always fucking saving them.
Yeah.
So again, not a lot happened. It was an okay read. It kept my interest. I'll see it through to the end. I think it's only 4 issues or 6.
It is a miniseries, yes. Yeah, definitely, man. So yeah, man, this one here, like I said, man, like Josh said, man, it wasn't it felt like a filler. It didn't feel anything crazy. But listen, man, some of these reads are intended. I mean, I guess like if this came out as a graphic novel, I would see it through, and you probably would enjoy it more than because this one right here, nothing really popped. You know what I mean? But like Josh said, it kept them reading. Definitely a 6-issue series. And I figured that definitely, man. So yeah, we're moving on from Batman Detective issue number 2 of 6. It says 2 of 6 up there on the top left. We're going on Joker number 3, man. James Tynan Tinian the Fourth, the Quattro, whatever you want to say. Cover and art done by Gilliam March. This is what I meant when Gilliam March. Listen, Gilliam March, amazing artwork when it comes to Joker on this issue. The series. Dude, man, this was a good read.
Very good.
Yeah, it was a good read. This is Gordon now is in Belize, right? Gordon's in Belize now, and he's on his way looking for Joker. Ends up finding Joker, and it seems like towards the end they have to work together now, right? Because the first thing was supposed to be that he finds him, he kills him. What the hell is her name? I forgot her name again.
Cressida or something like that.
Yeah, Cressida, or whatever that. Yeah, well, she's part of the night. Quarter Owls, and they want Joker dead, and Gordon accepted the mission, and they paid him whatever amount, and he's off supposedly to kill Joker, and it the way it ended, it seems like they're gonna be teaming up. Josh, what was your take on this?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. The interior art is amazing. But yeah, I mean, Jim gets to Belize, and he finds Joker. But the thing is he gets to where Joker is just before Joker's being raided by like a bunch of other different factions that hate Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So now, obviously, him and Gordon are going to have to work together so they both can survive. What else happens in this story that's pretty cool? Again, like, there's just a lot of narration by Gordon, and not, it doesn't move the story forward a bunch, but it's just very good inner dialogue. Just a lot of good introspective stuff from Gordon, how he thinks, how he feels, how he sees Joker, how he sees being a cop. And
he always plays back to the Killing Joke, right? He always remembers that. Obviously you're gonna remember if you something tragic like that. But he's always piecing that, especially in this issue in the beginning. He talks a lot about that piece, man.
And then you've got the backup story, the punchline story in the back, which I thought was really good, like really good, except at the end. Okay, so it leaves. So this picks up at the end of where the last one did, obviously, where Bluebird is going to Punchline's old dorm, where her friend or roommate
or ex-boyfriend, who knows the hell he is, right?
Well, he says roommate, but I don't know. I've never heard of co-ed roommates at a college. I mean, I've heard of co-ed floors. I've lived on them, but so she's going there to look at all her old stuff that he's stored away down in the basement. And he's basically telling her like they were both kind of planning what she did, except he kind of, or what I took from it, he didn't think that they would actually go through with it, and she just did once she kind of got that little push from Joker. But I don't even think she needed it. So then, they're going through her stuff, and it kind of goes back to Blackgate, where Punchline, what's her name? The Queen of Spades, is that her name?
Yes.
Brings in Orca, which is just a ridiculous freaking character. To kind of beat her up, since Punchline already jacked up Queen of Spades once. So it looks like she's just fucked up, and then it flips back to the dorm again, or the basement of the dorm, and Bluebird interrogating. I forget what the roommate's name.
I don't even know what his name is.
Honestly, Aiden, is that his name?
We're gonna call him Aiden. How about that? We'll call him Aiden. yeah.
Aiden, that's who it is. Yeah. So he brings out like a book, and it's a hit list of all the people they wanted dead, and she's flipping through it, and I was kind of confused at the last page, because it goes, wait a minute, Aiden, who is this? And that's the picture right there of Aiden, Punchline.
Hold on to me.
And it looks like Bluebird.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
But I don't know. But I don't know if it is, because it's like, well, wouldn't she know that she's met them before?
Probably, maybe it's not her then.
Like, yeah, like it looks like her, but I don't know. I don't think it is her. But I think it is, because she's got the pierced nose, just like Bluebird. She's got the birthmark, even though it's on the wrong side of her face in that picture. Got the purple hair, no blue streak. But like, so at the end, so she gets distracted by this, and then somehow out of the book comes the Punchline toxin. Yeah. And it's this toxin that they made where like the person is fully aware, but it only lasts for like 20 minutes, and then he lights the everything on fire and leaves.
Yep. And that's how it ends. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, wait till next episode to see if she gets burnt or not. Oh man, hold up, man. Shout out to Chad RCG with a $5 super chat. He said, "Where's the good stuff like some hot store exclusives?"
Fuck you, Chad, and fuck your hot store exclusives.
I haven't read it yet, but how long after the Killing Joke is it? What is Joker? Joker is that has to be way after.
It's way after. This is literally after the end of the Joker War.
Yeah, the Joker War. So
yeah.
And what's going on? Art Kemist was good. So yeah, man, that's our take on Joker issue number 3, man, and we're gonna move on from there. And I read GEIGER issue number 2. This is my honorable mention right here. Definitely, guys, man, read it. It's been good, man. The last issue, I know they were entering Las Vegas. This is a post-apocalyptic series, man, of what happens when an atomic bomb goes off, man. And this is it right here. You want to know? The covers on the GEIGER books, man, have been amazing. Story done by Jeff Johns. This one here is the cover A. Cover and interior art is done by Gary Frank, man. Hold up, my main comments are great. Is asking. He said only asking because there's only always referring to it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah.
He just references back to like things that have happened over his career of being a cop, and all the way back to when he was a cop in Chicago. So he just obviously that's a big part in his life, because we all know what happens in Killing Joke.
Yes. So this is going to be my honorable mention, guys, man. Wasn't going to last too much on this, man. Definitely pick this up. It's been good. We already did 5 reviews, so this was just one of those. And there's one more I have. I didn't put it up. What is it? Giant Size ASM. I didn't have the time to put it up. I've started reading it. I'm like halfway through the book. I've been enjoying that so far, kind of everywhere. Like me and Josh were talking about backstage. But hey, we'll see, man. And then Nottingham issue, I read that comes out next week. We'll discuss that next week. It dropped this week for some reason. I don't know why online. But that's supposed to drop next week. So we'll talk about that next week, guys. Nottingham issue number 3. But there is one book that we wanted to talk, and it was James who brought it up too in our little East Meets West chat. It's gonna be this one here, man. Time Before Time issue number 1, guys. This is a story done by Declan Shalvey and Rory McConville. There you go. Art by Joe Palmer, Chris O'Halloran, and this is cover B, done by John Paul Leon, R.I.P. He just passed away. So yeah, Josh, You take this one, man. You take this one.
Yeah, so this was on our FOC list, and this one is one I knew just from the synopsis that I was gonna get. Even though I'm not a big time travel, story guy, like I feel like there's tons of plot holes when it comes to time travel stuff. But this is my read of the week, like by far. Like I thought it was really, really good. It kind of moves a little fast, but once you kind of get the feel of what the book is trying to do, you realize quickly that it's getting rid of all that kind of unnecessary, kind of filler talk, and just moves right to the bigger points. So basically, like what's happening in this story is there's a group called the Syndicate in the year 2140 that is able to transport people, basically, hide people either in the past or in the future for like literally like their entire life savings. And it seems like kind of like they're discriminatory when it comes to they'll hide, families that are in trouble for some reason, murderer, they hide a murderer. So basically the Syndicate has these guys, a bunch of people working for them that, they jump people to all these times, but it takes effect on their bodies physically, by constantly doing it. So the main character, it seems, his name is, what is it? Tatsuo or something like that.
They call him Tats for short. Tats.
Yeah. And, he's basically saying, like, he talks with his buddy, who's also one of these guys that, works for the Syndicate. What are we doing here? Like, we can go wherever we want, but his friend is like, but will we be able to hide from the Syndicate? So they're planning on just stealing one of the time machines and going somewhere, and never coming back. But before they can do that, like not the big boss, but like say like a supervisor comes to him and is like, we've got 2 more jobs. Like one of you needs to take this guy to 1963, which that's who Tats takes. He's the murderer. And his friend, what's his name?
Oh, fuck. I forgot his name.
Hang on.
Well, it's not important. But yeah.
He goes to the future to like 3340, I think. Oscar is his name. And so Tats comes back, but then Oscar doesn't. So they call Tats upstairs to like the big boss, you would assume. And he's like, look, we've got a problem. He's like, Oscar got kidnapped by this group in 3340 and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, we got to go get him. And he's like, oh, no. Don't worry. He's already back. He's fine. And he's like, oh, okay. So he's like, as a matter of fact, we're having a party for him downstairs, and you should go see him. So he goes down to the party in this club, and Oscar is narrating like what had happened to him, like in the future. And he's going through all these things, and he's like, yeah, I spent 2 in a detention center. And you're like, well, does he mean 2 months or 2 years or what? And then he's like, I spent 2 here and 15 here. And, they put me into this war and I spent 10 there and da, 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 da. And you're like, is he talking about years? And then it flips to the next page and he's an old man, like a seriously old man in a wheelchair. And he's hooked up to a lot of different things. So even though he came back right away, which they don't really explain how he was able to get back, even though it felt like he was only gone for a second, because he comes back to the kind of like Back to the Future. You come back to the same time you left, even though he was gone for, I don't know, like 50 something years or something like that.
Maybe.
yeah, right. I mean, he's like decrepitly old.
Yeah.
So he basically tells them, that in the future they have these basically these euthanization pills that a human can take, where it's painless, where you take it, you go about your day, and then you go to sleep, and you can basically just shut yourself down. And Tats is like, well, we gotta, we can go get you medicine. Da, da, da. He's like, no, don't worry about it. I already took one of these pills. And he died.
Yeah, he was done. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was done. Yeah.
So then it goes back to him going to look at the time machine that Oscar came back in, because I guess they analyze each machine that comes back, because they end up breaking, a lot of them break down, and actually I think the operator ends up having to pay for everyone that breaks down. So he's going to look at this time machine that Oscar came back in, and he gets stuck up from behind by this girl, and she's like, you know,
Let's get the fuck out. Hop in and let's get the fuck out.
Yeah. Because you don't know what she's there to do. You would assume investigate what's going on, like the time machines. Because I think the syndicate is supposed to be kept quiet. Like they tell all their, anybody they transport, like, don't tell anybody about the syndicate. So she's down there and she's like, shut up or I'll shoot you. But then they start getting shot at by the guards. So then she's like, get me out of here now. They jump in the time machine, they take off, and she's like, take me to June 19th, 2042. So obviously she's trying to get back somewhere. You don't know who it is. They shoot at the machine, bullets go into the machine. Something happens. They're transported to a year. You don't know what. Like the numbers are all screwed up. It looks like it's way in the past though. Or actually, maybe not. Maybe it might be far in the future. And the machine, I think, is blown up.
Yeah.
And then he finds her laying on the ground, and she's an FBI agent. And that's how it's a really good read. Yeah,
it was. It was a good read, man. It was. Exactly how Josh said it, man. That's how it went, man. The dude discovered them again, like my man said over here, John Paul Leon. Definitely, man. What a tragedy. Yeah, definitely. Also wants to cover there what's going on. Yeah, so.
And then also I read Future State Gotham #1. It's okay. It's all in black and white, which is pretty dope. It's basically just about Jason Todd. Obviously, he's Red Hood, but he joins with the Peacekeepers, and he's hunting down masks, basically. And he gets sort of semi-inducted into the Peacekeepers, and he's now known as Peacekeeper Red, and he's tasked with bringing in the next Batman.
Okay.
It's okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, I read a lot this week, man. I read about almost 10 books, maybe. But like I said, man, my honorable mention was Geiger. Then I read Giant Size. I didn't finish reading, man. I want to finish reading that because I know it's supposed to be the ending of that story arc. And after, 66 or 65, whatever is the next issue, it's supposed to start a new story arc. Maybe we get maybe we get some life back to ASM. Because ASM is like it's the flagship of Marvel. You know what I mean?
Well, it should be, but it isn't. Yeah. The thing that I'm realizing more and more about Nick Spencer is I feel like he wants Amazing Spider-Man to be like Deadpool. He's very about like not straight up breaking the fourth wall, but comes very close to doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of finally putting together, just from things that I've remembered in his past issues, and especially in this Giant Size. But two other things real quick. So there's an ad in there for, Planet Size X-Men. Did you see that?
I didn't catch up to that yet. No.
Yeah. So I guess there's like whatever the thing above Giant Size is now Planet Size. So I don't know how big that thing is going to be. But I do have this. I was telling Mike, I got Nightwing 80. I actually got this before DC Books for this week dropped. I have this already, and I started reading this. It's very good again so far, and I expect it will probably be excellent. Nightwing has just been phenomenal.
And listen, like I said, we talked about Tom Taylor with Batman the Detective, but he's been killing it with Nightwing. We've been discussing the previous 2 issues with it, man, since he jumped on the new story arc. And even what's his name? Bruno
Redondo.
Yes, man, that artist is amazing too on that.
Yep.
But let's start grading these, man. What you give Time after Time Before Time?
Dude, I keep wanting to say Time After Time also.
Time After Time.
I give it a 9-2.
A 9-2?
Yes, I thought it was very good. For some reason, like I said, when we did FOC, I had a really good feeling that this was going to be good. The artwork is it's not the best, but it's still well done. And it tells a very compelling story, and it leaves it on a good cliffhanger. It cuts out a lot of the introductory kind of bullshit that either is very good in the first issue or very bad in a first issue. So it's a little bit it's kind of a little bit different where it pushes all that aside and just gives you the meat and potatoes right off the bat. So 9.2, I'd say.
Right. I mean, from what we've been discussing and Josh been talking about this, it seems like they can do something with this book. Definitely, I'm gonna give it like an 8. I'll give it an 8. I've enjoyed it. Still good. It is good. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. And let me just go back here and hold up. My man Thunderhouse Design says the artist of Nightwing just went up 10 levels in a snap. You know what? Yeah, man. He came out of nowhere, basically, right? And then we got GEIGER, man. GEIGER issue number 2. I didn't get too in depth with this, man, because he's trying to keep this in an hour. I'm gonna give this one here a 9. I'm gonna give this a 9. I enjoyed the first 2 issues. I'm looking forward to issue 3. The story behind this guy, the Glowing Man, that's his name, Glowing Man. It's pretty badass. I thought and the variants, like I said, the variants on these, the covers on these are pretty badass, man. I think the second print for issue number 1, third print in issue number 1, those are dope. So definitely, man, I'm gonna give it a 9. Then from there, we're gonna talk about Joker. We're gonna grade Joker issue number 3. Josh, what you grade it?
I'm gonna say 8.5.
8.5, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna give it an 8.0.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it an 8.0. I think it was a good read. Like I said, man, it's just, but honestly speaking, man, I feel like it's not really a Joker. Like it's like this is Gordon's book.
It should have been called Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon. That's it. You know what I mean? Because he narrates
Gordon. The Kamish.
The Kamish. There you go. The Kamish. I like that one. That was better. So we're gonna give he gives it an 8.5. I'll give it an 8.0. Still, man, listen, man. So far, what I've read this week, it wasn't too bad, man. The Batman Detective, I'm gonna give it an 8.0.
Did we just lose Mike?
No, I'm here. You can't hear me?
You're getting, or are we losing me?
No, it could be you. I don't know. But I'm giving this an 8.0 also. This was an interesting read for me. Like I said, man, continues right off of issue number 2, like Josh said. And at the same time, the interior art on this, man, the interior art, that's all I gotta say. You gotta get used to it, basically. You can hear me, Josh? No, you cannot hear me.
Yo, sorry, I'm losing internet. So put me on speaker. Or can you see me now?
You can see you fine.
Oh, okay, because my internet just crashed. You can hear me okay? Yeah? Why can't I hear you, though? I can't.
Because I was on mute. I was on mute. That's why.
All right. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. So what'd you give this one?
I give this one an 8. I gave this also an 8, man. What you gave it?
Yeah, I give it like a 7, 7.5, something like that. It's okay. It's filler.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely, man. From there, we're gonna go on to Heroes Reborn. I'm going to give this one here a 8 also. Because this is the only reason why I give it that high of a grade is because this is very surprising to me how decent it is, because I expect this shit to be a shit show. Like I expected this shit to be a piece of crap. But it's not. It's not. I like the little takes that they have here with these characters. I'm in it. I want to read it. I want to know more because I'm interested in these elf stories, stuff like that. I like digging, reading certain stories like that. So, Josh, what you say? What you give it?
Nah, I give it like a 6. There's parts of it that I like. The end was okay. It was pretty good. I didn't like it as much as the first issue. I just don't really like Hyperion.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
He comes off as a douche. He does. Yeah. He does. Yeah. Definitely, man. So you said a 6.5? 6.5?
No, like a 6.
A 6? All right.
Yeah.
There you go, man. So we're gonna move on from there to this one, Spider-Man's Spider Shadow issue number 2. And this one, I'm gonna give this one a 9, man. This one right here was my favorite read of the week. I've been enjoying these. I know it's a what if. I know it's not a main continuity type book, but just the mind of Zdarsky and just how he could take the CMB into to the Spider-Man, like him Peter Parker keeping it, and you get to see Eddie Brock at the end. I wanted to see what Eddie Brock is gonna bring to the table in this series. So I'm in this for the long haul, man. What you say, Josh?
I give it an 8. It's very good. It doesn't. I don't think it moves the story very far, but it's just cool to see things that wouldn't normally happen, in a Spider-Man title with him.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. So we're gonna move on from there to KARMEN issue number 3. This one here, I'm giving this one an 8.5. I'm digging it. I'm like I said, I'm in this one is for the 5 miniseries or for the 5 books or 4 books that it is. I'm in it. I know they brought this out in Europe. I know there's it came out as a graphic novel. So they this has already been out already. They just over here in the US they just bringing them out in issues. So I'm enjoying this read. We've been talking about it since pre-orders. Josh, what you say?
I give this a 9 too. I thought this was a very, very good story. Mm-hmm. It's a very, like we said at the beginning, it's a very sad story. It seems like a very personal story for him. Mm-hmm. I think this for me might be the best issue out of all 3 issues so far.
Okay, all right. Digs it, man. To me, it was number 1. I don't know why. It's just it brings you to something new. But we're gonna go on from there to that was it. Shit, I thought we read one more. I think I read one more. Nottingham. It was Nottingham that I read. But we'll talk about that next week because I wanted to talk about that with Josh, man. Issue number 3 was pretty fucking dope. We get to see new characters. I don't want to spoil it for nobody. There, and we're getting more in depth of how treacherous my man this whole story is. So yeah, definitely, man. That'll be one of our books that we're gonna read for next week. All right, guys. That's all we have there. It's good to see the feedback from the chat, man. I appreciate that, man. Definitely looking forward to Nottingham. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. What he said, wow, that's saying a lot. First 2 issues were great. Haven't read 3 yet. Yeah, read it, man. Good read. So yeah, man, that's our new comic day review for East Meets West, man. Again, stay tuned tomorrow, guys. We will be dropping the Friday FOC CBSI. I think at 12. At 12, we're gonna do it at 12. This way, y'all get your orders in time with your LCSs. Y'all can call them in. You know what I mean? This way, it's not gonna be too late in the day, and y'all have the weekend because some people shops in the weekend the LCSs don't open. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, at the same time, talking about that, man, our East West Chat live podcast show on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be covering cover tunes. Like I said, it's going to be covered by what is it, Meltone or Melton 3? I think it's Meltone. Whatever. So yeah, man. Other than that, that's all we have today, man. Josh, say your goodbyes.
Goodbye. Sorry. Bye.
Ciao.
Yeah, ciao.
Yo, man. Real quick, let me give a shout out to these people in the chat, man. I see comments are great. Thank you for the feedback out there too, man. And yes, man, get your read on, man. Get your read on. I see. Yeah, definitely, man. And I don't know if there's a chop up. That's why I wanted to check. I don't know if there's a chop up tonight. I wanted to promote that, but I don't know. I'll leave it to Thoro to see if there's a chop up or not, because I know my man Thoro's in New York, or he was in New York. So we'll see. We don't know. But there is gonna be coffee and comics this Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. This Saturday, guys. Stay tuned for that, man.
Well, as long as there's coffee and comics, that makes up for everything.
Of course, man. You can't have coffee, without but the Warriors are going to be doing an auction on Monday, guys. Stay tuned for that. There won't be a show, but there will be an auction on Monday. And we got some other stuff working up. Me and Biggs with CBCS. I'll let Biggs announce that whenever he's ready to announce it. Other than that, guys, man, I see y'all tomorrow, guys, on the FOC show, guys. Make sure y'all stay tuned and watch here on this channel, guys. The list made by this guy right there. All right. So peace out, and I'll see ya. Later.